with me, Professor Yalman, from the TEDU radio studios at TED University. This is to reach out to those who have questions and want desperate answers. Why me? Because I've seen it all. I've seen it all in different aspects. I have been up, down, I was fired, I was hired, I was poor, I was rich. I fell in love, I lost my love, I became a kite surfer, I became a writer, I became a poet, I became a musician. I never stopped trying. At the end of the day, I never stopped trying. I never lost my hope. There was always a pinnacle in my life where the answers to those questions came. And if those answers are not coming by themselves, here's your chance to ask us. Ask us and I will answer them. As I say, life can get even or you can get a 7. So a 7 you can get much easier, not just believing in luck, but being persistently pursuing your path, which is your authentic path. Ask the questions. In and Out with Professor Yalman every week on Thursday with you. In and Out from TED University Ankara Studios, Radio TEDU sponsored super duper program. We have a couple of guests. I have a main guest here, Bahar, but we have some audience here. They might be joining in, but my main guest is Bahar here. How are you, Bahar? Welcome.
Hi, I'm okay. What about you? Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much. But this is going to be airing next week, so no, in 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's not going to be my birthday. But you know, good thing that you mentioned that. You know, doing something that you love in life and celebrating your special day as per performing that special thing is excellent. It's a very big gift. But thank you very much. Very kind of you. Let us know you a bit. What is your major? What do you study?
My major is computer science, computer engineering. It's my senior year. Actually, it's my last semester. I took your courses in terms of my secondary field, the business administration. And I'm 20.
So what are you planning to do with your life? What do you want to talk about today? But my curious question to you is, before you ask me questions, is what are you planning to do with your life? Because computer engineering is, I believe, difficult to get into. But once you get out, is your job ready already, or is it a big field?
I'm actually currently working at working part-timely at a IT and software company. I'm actually taking care of right now virtual environments, virtual machines. I'm also at the point where that I'm learning and also implementing some.
So this virtual environment and machines and robots, are they going to take over? Are we going to go through a Terminator movie in this life? Is this because a lot of people tell us that Matrix was not a movie; it was there to wake us up. And Terminator is not also a movie. It's our future being seeded to us through a perceptive design. So
actually, I don't think so. Maybe in the further future, but I'm not really 100% sure that we will be able to see those days. Maybe because I don't think that human beings will, like take the robots the power, the control, the power from them. And
Halay, what do you think about this?
I mean,
Come. Don't. This is Halay, one of my dear students. Yes. What do you think about this?
I think it's not gonna happen because when we think about AI, of course, like we are influenced by science fiction movies, and they're movies for a reason. And the AI we know right now is actually labeled as narrow AI, so it can only do one task and cannot go further. It's not even like it cannot think, it does not have the ability to interpret, and it hallucinates a lot. So in near future, no.
In near future, no. So
Yeah,
in
I
near
think
future,
so.
in near future, no. Yes. So what was your question in mind to ask in our program? So
My
our
first
audience is
question-
also rejuvenated by your reasoning.
Okay, so my first question is, as I observe and notice that you spend your time really actively, like changing cities in a week, doing boxing, skateboarding, skiing, or whatsoever. And sometimes even I wish that a day lasted like 36 hours or something like that instead of 24. So I want to know that how you are able to manage your time so efficiently.
It's not efficient time management. Actually, I know myself. I get bored very easily. For example, let's say I'm driving, and that was the case driving to Ankara the other day, and I really got bored and I was really sleepy. But I know that I have my skateboard in my trunk, so I stopped at a gas station, and then I started skateboarding a bit, doing funny things, whatever, and then and then and then I went on driving again. So it's like waking up, changing the atmosphere, changing the environment, because our attention span right now is, even for you guys, like when you're in class, your attention span is not 20 minutes or 40 minutes. It's like 7 seconds or 10 seconds. So a person who's like delivering something to you has to sort of reignite that 7 seconds all the time. So what I do is I do the same thing with myself. So my attention span about the things that I do is very, very narrowed. So I do multitasking to sort of prolong that. And at the same time, a lot of people ask me, why do you put your movies, or why do you take like snaps of you and put them on Instagram, whatever? Because it inspires me. I see myself as a rock star. It's in my movie called My Life, and I am like doing little episodes of that, and I'm putting them on Instagram. I don't care what people think about that. I go back and look at my own movie, and I like my own movie. It inspires me. If it inspires other people, fine. So I recommend the same thing to you guys. Like, if you are shortage in time, or if you have shortcuts in terms of focusing on something, whatever, try to sort of rejuvenate your time with different things that you like doing, and have them somewhere around you. Like have your skateboard with you, or have your guitar with you, or have your harmonica with you, or I don't know. I mean, put a little clip of yours to Instagram and look at yourself as a supermodel. Do that. It's fun. Life should be fun. We are always with, we're not smiling. We're not like, we were trying to be serious, but we should smile more, laugh more. That was my birthday wish for myself. Like, I said to myself, I should, in my age of 57, I should surf more. I should break more rules without going into prison. I should smile more. I should kiss more. I should love more. I should laugh more. Leave the things what you shouldn't do to one side. Concentrate on what you want to do and what makes you actually.
But I think we tend to have more attention in the things that we love to do. Like if there's something I love to do, then my attention span, I think, unintentionally expands. So in life there are also a lot of things that I have to do and I don't really like.
Yeah.
So
like,
what would you recommend for also
don't do
those
them.
things? Okay.
If you can bear the consequences, don't do them. But
Yeah.
if you don't like them and you still have to do them, try to make them fun. Like, this radio program is fun, right? But it's fun because we are making it fun. Or being a rector in a university can be something very serious, but can be also something very fun. By the way, Arda, I've asked İhsan Hoca, our rector, to be part of our program in the coming episodes. So he's going to be with us. So I got his promise, so I can announce it from here. So, for example, let's practice. Tell me one thing that you don't like, but you still have to do it.
Maybe the 9 a.m. classes that I have to take.
Okay, then how can you make it fun?
I don't really know, actually. I've been trying to do that for like 4 years.
Make waking up fun.
But
Where do you wake up?
I really like sleeping.
So make waking up fun. Like, for example, where do you live? Do you live with your parents?
Yeah, I live with my friend.
Okay, for example, make waking up a big party. Invite your friends and they should wake you up.
Okay then.
Try that, and you look. Why don't you do this? Like, make sure that your mother or your father puts a camera in your room, and then you invite your friends over for the next day, and you make out of an 8 a.m. waking up a party,
Oh,
and
yeah, I
and
would
then you
really
put
love
a
that.
you do a clip, and you do it. You put it on the you put it on Instagram, whatever. It becomes a memory, and all of a sudden waking up becomes fun, and
Yeah.
that 9 a.m. class will be fun, or go to your professors and say, why don't you guys sleep also a bit more? So let's start the 9 a.m. classes at 9:30. Nasıl fikir? Huh? What a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, you can always do trial and error in life and make life fun. Because life should be fun.
Okay, so I also want to ask that how would you define or visualize a life which is fulfilling and peaceful, and which habits do you think an individual should have in order to obtain that?
This differs from person to person. If you ask what I think is, like, for me, um, a very balanced life is boring. Okay, I think trying and making sure that you have an exciting feeling throughout your endeavors in life is actually the juice of life. So, but at the same time, I believe that life should be a metronome of discipline, where yes, try different things, but at the same time have your own core things. Like, if you like being conscious, and if you like being in a state of wellness and awareness, then practicing yoga and eating healthy and being outdoors and that sort of a life, and that life standard and life cycle, as well as a lifestyle could be created, but that will require the consequences of you not living in a city. Because in a city, that is impossible. The maintenance of that in a city is very, very high. But would you bear the consequences of going to a little town and living there? So that should be the question to ask. But I think everything, to answer your question clearly, everything starts with a mindset, okay? And the mindset has to be supported by the heart set. So your heart should be also giving in to the mind's design of whatever life you're after. But in whatever you do, I think a program, a certain way of repetition, a certain way of exploration should be part of it, which will nurture not only your physical body, but at the same time your spiritual being, and it will also give you a tendency of being proud with yourself, and a result of loving yourself unconditionally. I mean, we're talking about unconditional love being the medicine for a lot of things, but I think unconditional love starts with you loving yourself unconditionally.
Yeah, definitely.
So to love yourself unconditionally, first of all, you should clear all the conditions. But then, having a nurtured life, you can design, again, with a mindset, but at the same time, a heart set.
Yeah, okay, so speaking of unconditional love, do you think a pet's presence in your life alter your life's dynamics?
Yes,
Like
definitely. It disciplines you. Even though if you're not going to wake up in the morning to take the dog for a walk, because it's not in the nature of the dog to be indoors. So if you keep the dog indoors, then you got to walk the dog. And if you're walking the dog, that means you got to wake up to the standard of schedule that the dog metabolism has. And if it's a small dog, that means more walks. It's a big dog, that means at least 2 walks a day, but minimum 30 to 40 minutes. So the dog should sniff and pee and poop, and socialize with other dogs, socialize with other people, etc. So that brings a discipline to your life, because you're doing other things in life as well. So you put them all in one order. That would require, for example, waking up earlier to do whatever you have to do. So then you walk the dog, or walking the dog and then continuing with your life. It doesn't matter if you have a meeting or a trip, whatever. You have to sort of cater this being, which requires care. Yeah, care, definitely.
Yeah, so I also wanted to ask you that as a student of yours, you have a really dynamic and unique teaching way. So I wanted to learn that what influenced you to adopt that kind of a teaching.
Because I had a very traumatic junior high school time. My high school time was nice because I was schooled abroad, but my junior high school was here in Ankara at AAL, Anadolu Lisesi, and it was very traumatic. And when I look at schooling later on, my university years, especially here in Turkey, I saw that information was the key thing, which was the ingredient of studies. But I think information shouldn't be the key thing. It should be things like how you can explore, how you can research, how you can ask questions, how you can learn further. I think this should be the basics of education, not the information itself, because the information you can find anywhere. But if you know how to reach that information, then all of a sudden you're beyond the walls of any institution. So that's why in my way of teaching, I try for you guys to not to get the information, but co-create the information all together via role play and activities. So you're present there within everybody, with us in the classroom environment, but taking you away from your usual system of learning. So all of a sudden you're introduced something new. Of course, there are difficulties for students who are used to something else, and all of a sudden they're like in this liberal sort of format of exploring, co-creating all together. But in time, they get used to it and they understand the delight of it, of co-creating something. And all of a sudden, in this format, grading becomes very secondary. Of course, some students take advantage of this and they don't want to sort of participate. I understand that, but the majority, I think, appreciates. And but that's the basis. I mean, I didn't want to go through those classical traumatic ways of delivering information rather than exploring information.
Mm-hmm. So I also want to ask that how you maintain your motivation and passion for teaching in that way when you face some kind of a setback, because not all the people like the same things as you mentioned. So I actually witnessed some complaints also at class.
My motivation is learning from the future. You are my future. So I'm learning from you, whether be it a compliment or be it a complaint, it doesn't matter. I'm learning. So while I'm learning, I am modifying. While I'm modifying, trying to research and explore and experiment more. And it's an ongoing cycle. It's never the same. None of my classes are the same. Yes, the style might be the same, but even the style has certain alterations. But my main motivation is learning from the best, from you guys.
Oh, thank you. And that was all for my question.
Excellent. So we are right now 18 minutes. Anything, Halay, that you want to sort of jump in? No? She said she wants to listen anyway, so she has her cool sunglasses on. I have my sunglasses on. You should put your sunglasses on as well. You don't have any sunglasses on. Okay, In and Out with Professor Yalman from Radio TEDU Ankara studios, and it was a delightful conversation with Bahar about various things. But the benefit of such conversations is looking at is the common denominator, and the common denominator of today is actually you should inspire and motivate yourself and have fun in things that you do. And there might be things that you hate to do, but at the same time you can turn them into fun things. But if you can bear the consequences, don't do that. And it's your discipline and your integrity which is going to shape your life, not others. So you should rejuvenate from within. Radio TEDU, thank you very much, and have a very nice spring. Spring is out there. Enjoy life, and see you next episode.
Now 44, still don't know for sure. When I was 4, then pure I was for sure. As I age, I realize it all, which I lure. Many I took granted for sure. Why the fight to reach physical reality? Seek redemption in insanity. Eternal is your spirituality, for which you need to expand on your dream capacity. Free is embedded in your soul. Molds are just a worldly fall. Death will set your soul free for sure. The trick is to die while you lure. To be one as you are. To embrace and not to war. The beauty, the man belongs to you in reality. Pathetic leads to sensitive creativity and sensuality. Be noisy and contribute to universality. Always bugs, needed for resonating variety. As you realize, there is no captivation of the moment. Always a game of aperture in reality. So I ask, who's successful, the loser or the winner? Loser is no failure, because without him there won't be any winner. It's never too late for anything in time and relativity. In dreams, there will always be eternity. Dreams are true as long as you don't eat them for dinner. In life, try not to bewilder, as long as you don't declare yourself a sinner. Main thing you realize, the sacred quest of your inner. Your inner. Your inner. Your inner. Now 44, still don't know for sure. When I was 4, then pure I was for sure. As I age, I realize it all, which I lure. I took granted for sure. Now